Yeah. So we were basically planning, like, okay, we were going to have everything ready for COT in the new year, because that was our big plan, to try and get everybody together. And then it sort of just appeared out of nowhere right now. So our big, like, surprise drop isn't ready.
Ooh, whoa.
Hey, that's
Want me to interrupt, but like, you got the roles mistaken for me. I'm not with Hythus.
Oh, for God's sake,
That's a blood angel, fam.
Yeah.
Blood angels?
Blood
Blue.
God, they're poaching
Hey,
already. Kill them, kill them.
It was the only logical option.
The only
That is
logical
the
option is
punishment
to
for
just poach
poaching, though.
everyone
We
else.
take you out to the gallows and hang you till by the neck.
I need another beer. Hold on, give me a second.
Things are getting spicy already.
Or you don't get in your car tomorrow. You know, might not end.
No, don't worry. We're tapping into the man.
Just buy a bike, brother, and start peddling. Cause them cars ain't safe no more.
Well, the bikes ain't safe either, but explosive these days.
So, chaps, it is quarter past.
All right. You guys want to hear? You guys want to eat? Oh.
Yeah. Is there anybody else awake?
Oh, that was a good one.
That was
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to join, John.
Well, you can still stay in the VC if you'd like.
I just can't get in the game.
Function.
Right.
Let's try to change this to open.
All I remember about the map before
I
was
tried to
that
invite you again.
camera broke.
That
Can we
worked.
get the game on open real quick?
Yes.
If the camera's still cooked, I'm gonna cry.
Hey, Papa, can you allow me to change
We got him in.
for the clan officials? Can you make it so we can, whatever you call it, change?
We should have.
No nicknames.
Nicknames.
You should be able.
yeah,
What? Oh, Arlie, fuck's sake! Right.
I cannot do that.
Just
No, you're
bring
fine.
everyone yeah, that's all right. A couple years
I know
ago,
we're, like,
we had a
redoing
rogue
all
admin in here who was really butthurt about everything, and that's why all the roles are broke, because they kept insulting him, so he kept removing privileges. So.
Yes. The good old divide out.
Yeah, never mind. It's just saying the lobby's fucked.
What do we do here, boys?
It's the unction. That's what we're doing.
It is the broken camera.
Oh yeah.
It is the broken
Back
camera.
in business, baby.
It is the broken camera. Let's go, boys.
Okay, clan
Nah,
officials
it
should
looks
be
good to
fixed
me.
now, ish.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Just wanted
Pretend
to.
that camera isn't doing that.
Just want to bring up things that I see, with whatever.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, I gotta change.
It is the broken
Back in business,
What
baby.
is
It is
happening?
the broken camera. Let's go, boys.
Okay, clan
Nah,
officials
it looks
should be
good to
fixed
me.
now, ish.
Yeah, you got it. We ever just wanted
Pretend that camera isn't
one
doing
and a half
that.
minutes.
It's
just want to
actually
bring up
doing
things
something.
that I see.
Hey,
King of the Hill. Alright, let's go.
It may possibly be because these are meant to be team spawns, and we're all free for all.
why
Yeah.
am I in the void?
I can't spawn. Oh, you're in the
I
void.
love
move.
how this game just works.
Top
I
forgers
spawned.
for what? Top forgers for what?
Oh, here we go.
Can I politely ask everybody to vacate
Mr.
spawns so
Magnus,
people-
Mr. Magnus, I think you made a miscalculation over here.
I'm a bird.
I'm
Oh,
risking
come here, you
character.
sexy bitch.
Yo, I'm wearing the uniform. I have no idea what
You're looking
to
great.
wear.
Do you even know what the uniform is?
No,
Are y'all
this
like
is the
in
TGI uniform.
structures right now? Like,
I think the issue is that there were too many of us in spawn, so we kind of have to leave for a bit.
Tim's capturing the point.
no, it's not the fact that I haven't spawned, it's just the where I've spawned.
Okay, I have a slight issue. My camera is under the map, but my body is okay. I don't.
That's what matters most.
I'm
need to
currently,
put
I'm currently hitting the Jesus 11s right now. I'm fucking walking on sky.
Oh my
I'm
god.
walking on sunshine.
Why does nothing in this game work?
This is
I don't think it
every
was-
time we've actually like used it for anything, and now the one day we needed it to work, it just doesn't. I want this game.
Dude, like,
People.
I see the magic floating pyramids out
Guys,
here.
I looked away from the fucking table for like 2
captured the
seconds.
people?
Everyone was here. Everyone is gone. What happened?
Yo, peep my stream, bro. See where I am.
What the fuck? Are you
Do you want me
streaming?
just
Are you streaming?
and
As,
do you want me to
as
get on teams?
turn around, as look up. To your right.
Do you want me to end it to put on
Doesn't let
teams so
me.
spawns don't?
Oh, well.
Yeah, just restart it.
Are you? Mandem.
I won!
Bird. I'm in the shadows.
Birdman immediately got into the rafters.
Gentlemen?
All right, great meeting everybody. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, perfect. We got a lot settled. Let's go.
God bless. Merry Christmas.
Y'all
See you in
guys
the new
say-
year.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, if
Merry
this is
Christmas.
our whole COT, we have a really good setup. Like this is
Honestly,
actually
this is-
impressive.
We're
the
back,
quickest
folks.
meeting
we're
we've
so,
ever had.
We're so fucking back. And you know what? It was like SOR where they had 2 dead, so I think we're all right.
And we just this is what I'm trying to say. We just gotta find somebody who's died in the community and make them emperor.
A servant
You're
of
not
God.
Kind of
God.
fitting, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm
How are
saying.
you gonna challenge a dead man?
You
Honestly, how can you lose?
It's fine.
I'm gonna go drink. I'm gonna go drink and drive so I can get the title of emperor. I'll be right back.
Dude, I'll go do it. Forex, did I ever tell you what I drive?
No.
This is funny. I drive a military Humvee as my daily driver, and I just want
What the fuck?
You're a
Hold on,
psycho
I'll
for that
send it-
one, dude.
You ever
I'll
just
send
look
it
at
into
someone and
fucking.
wonder-
I'll send it in
You're
barracks
full
with
on
my
inside
lineup.
there, bro. The fuck?
I'm gonna real with you, chaps. How'd you turn teams on?
Here. I've got a meeting mode. If you want to give me.
That
Jesus
would
Christ.
be very. I'm an idiot. I just need to get out for out me in.
all right.
We don't
Time
play
for
this
a-
game. We just make stuff and uninstall it and then reinstall it.
Damn right.
Stuff.
He's so real to
Time,
that.
time for the classic 8v8 raid. Let's go.
We actually have enough people. No.
Hanzo, you're never
Terrible.
supposed to be anywhere besides a prison.
He can go near schools again.
Are they like community service hours or what?
This'll work.
He got enough gold stars in the pin.
I
They
thought you
let
weren't
him
allowed
out.
near them.
Correct.
Oh,
Look
shit.
at look at
He's streaming this.
Look at barracks and
Just incriminating himself.
Hold on.
look at barracks.
Trying to-
The
I
console.
fucking forgot he was streaming.
All right. Let's get everybody over on Eagle before we start duking it
You're
out.
only saying that because you're a bird.
Maybe.
The
Flap, you're on
birds first.
observer.
Yeah, give me a second, brother.
All right, here we go. Nope. Hey, you. Go over there. Hey.
You motherfucker.
No motherfucker.
Anarchy is breaking out.
Hey,
Alright, when the game starts, everyone swap to Cobra.
son of a bitch.
It's a
Fuck.
1v18, let's go.
Oh my god! It was a joke! It was a joke! Go turn back! Turn back!
Buffy, are you in game?
Devious.
Bombo Clan!
Jay Curry!
Oh no.
Who's saying Jay Curry?
Jake is Prevail. He was on Cobra.
Holy
Buffy, are
shit.
you in game?
Himself.
No, I am not.
Bro is actually just
Do you
absurd.
want
Corax,
to
did you
do
see the
it in game,
picture?
Matt?
Not yet. I'm trying
I don't know.
Oh,
It's
don't
been
have
taking his
to.
time loading
Son of
up.
a bitch.
I'm looking.
You don't have to be. You don't really have
That's
to be.
crazy.
This match is eligible for XP. I'm actually killing all of you.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
That's a fair point. That's a
We
fair
don't have the right to vote anyway, Fluffy. We're fucking on the same level as Chaos.
Fuck.
So, wait. Papa, are you guys pre-Horacy? Heresy? Holy shit!
Pre-Horacy, sorry?
Pre-Horacy?
Horacy, that's great.
Pre-Horacy.
Goodbye,
Okay,
horses.
somebody clip that. Somebody clip
My
that. That's the new thing of heresy. It's Horacy.
Pre-Horacy, that's a great one.
Just works.
It's a thing they
Everything
never
is just
tell you
Tiberius,
about
why
the
isn't he
Horacy.
here?
Can I get another invite? Because my shit fucking croaked.
No, you're not allowed. Fuck
For
BA.
the love of God.
Nigga, you lanky son of a bitch!
ISIS is like a fucking the TGI, how they're an alternate, like fucking
The alternate timeline.
Dude,
yeah.
my
Where-
thumbs ain't moving right. I'm looking all sorts of weird places.
This is the
TGI
old
was
version
fucking
of-
the whole heresy never
Why
happened.
isn't...
It's the
Oh,
old
right.
version.
Right, can we end the game? This is the wrong map.
What the
Start the
fuck?
meeting, though, look. Fellas, can we start
Yeah,
the meeting?
TGI
over
was
here
the
just so
horse
we're not
race
doing this
never
over and over
happened.
again?
Right.
Yeah.
And
What was-
Hysis is we just curb stomp the fuck out of Horus and all them. That's
Yeah.
that's our
That's all
fucking
that
lore.
matters.
This,
mean the
this is
Horacy?
completely the wrong map.
The Horacy.
Is this?
Yeah, the Horus
Right.
thing.
You know how we spent the past...
The Harris
This is close to the
Horacy.
Crimson King.
'Cause we actually did
No,
have a
you know how we
massive
spent a
war
couple
back
hours
in, like,
fixing things?
2015.
All the things we fixed aren't here anymore.
This looks a lot prettier than when I last saw it. I won't deny it. It's a
It
lot.
looks a lot prettier in the actual version. This is the ugly version, though.
I'm already here.
That will be our emperor once he dies.
Yeah, this is my view.
Oh, on God.
Wait. Come here. Let me get on top.
I'm actually livid because we just spent hours doing stuff and it's like we've rebuilt half the statues.
I'm confused.
Nice.
So Odin, we have an Odin team.
Freezing.
Get
Bro,
dogged.
for real in midnight clad. What the fuck?
I hope you can get up this. Oh, yeah.
Untamed, let me get that invite.
Yeah, I sent you one to the
Discord. So-
I don't know.
I can't get it through Discord.
Drive, monkey, drive.
Oh yeah, I got you. Hold on.
Can I politely ask we begin?
Yep.
There you go, Zach.
Right.
Thank you.
So, as you can tell, we are in fact all gathered here. I suppose this now begins the first council, the first convene, the first meeting. Somebody just decide a cool name for it, please.
Can I call Peg?
Conglomeration.
Collaboration of all 40k organizations.
This is our fourth order of the council.
Group sesh.
But
Not that one.
just
Lost me in that one.
Jacob.
we're going to be to all two people who've read through the document. That's roughly what we're going to be going over today.
Can I call Peg real quick?
I like your funny words, man.
He's still under the map, I'm pretty sure. He was
It ended up
looking up in the air.
I'm actually gonna pull it
Lion.
up for notes.
Yeah, Lion's actually, I think he's fucked up again. He was running into a corner looking in the sky.
Yeah, I am fucked visually.
Well, for
you
those
don't
of you
need
who
to
don't
anyways.
understand what the document is, if you look in the category in the server called Legion's Concordat, that's where all the important stuff's going to be here.
Hanzo finally looked back through the chat and went, "Yep."
So actually, let me get it open. So
It's a bit of a Goliath, I know. I kind of went nuts on it, but
God
there's a lot
damn
to
it, it's
cover,
not in
and
the
it's
document.
just We'll go by section, so it's not too confusing.
all right, section 1.
I wish there was
the
something in
vision.
the document.
So I suppose, like more or less, we just need to discuss exactly what this new blossom of the COT is actually going to be this time, and what all of us want to get out of it. Like, what are the absolutes? What are the hard truths? What are the guidelines? What are things that what do we want to get out of it?
I mean, currently, with what is written, I don't think there is a problem on my end whatsoever. I read through it vaguely, but when I say vaguely, like I read it once and I was like, okay, I have no problem
vaguely
with
is more
this,
than
but,
some people have done.
I read through all of it. I did, but it was just I was like, all right. I mean, that's fair. The poaching, I feel like that's just kind of self-explanatory on that sort of thing. Like that should be
it's
obvious.
just so nobody can protest. You know what I mean? People have tried before in the old COT to try and bend the rules, so everything has
And
to
we
be
just
written
ban
in
'em.
idiot logic.
Yeah,
Hit him with the fucking,
I feel like if they're
hit him with
trying
the
to break
fucking
rules and
retard
not
button
listening.
and just tell him to fuck off.
It's because like a lot of the stuff that was written, a lot of the stuff we want to talk about today, it's more of a like we don't want people to think we're ever picking favourites. We want you to know that if a decision is made, it is made because a rule says so. We're not saying no to you because we have something personal against you, and we're not voting on things because of any bias. X, Y, Z things happened because we have all agreed on these rules, and you've broken them, or we had requirements to meet, and
There is one thing that I'm going to say that's probably like the most probably not logistical, and everyone's going to throw up in arms about it. And how I said this earlier, I said it at the start when we first started this back up. I said that under one banner, which I don't exactly want us under one banner, but I would like us still to be individual, but be labeled under one.
Yeah, that's exactly
what it is. This isn't really a banner. This is just a place where we kind of convene, work things out. There's no actual political power over your clans in this server. This is purely advisory if you choose to accept it or not.
So
This will help, but we're not gonna have another banner attached to us.
Entirely.
The way that this was pitched, this was back in 2019, was this was something I started was the Imperial Coalition. So it was essentially just a big old alliance between everybody, right? Where we're here to help each other, we're here to build up the 40k, and that's essentially what, like, if we start from section 1, that this is what we're doing. We're rebuilding the community from the ground up.
Exactly. Exactly that. This isn't an effort to like control or like bring the community under one banner. This is an effort to kind of like acknowledge we're in a very dicey situation right now, like most Halo players are, and just work to kind of like do our best with what we have.
Because we basically had the 40k to nothing. Like we were like it was dying and like damn near dead. Like we lost some of like the most prominent people. Like Blood Seraphs was huge forever. That was a huge one, and then we lost a lot of power that we had. And to gain that back, I think we have a very good start with what we're forming currently.
So just because like, Dracarys is mentioning it already, this is something we need to get. Just something we need to agree as a collective is exactly stances on Imperiums and collectives. Because obviously we have Dracarys, we have Dylan here, both of whom are leaders of Imperiums and coalitions.
What section?
I understand why.
I want to refresh.
I would also like to ask a question
We're
to
just talking to him.
Dylan himself.
Dylan, you here?
Dylan, are you entirely set on your idea of starting an Imperium, or would you be willing? Would you be willing to do it under different chapters instead of just making an entire Imperium and keeping it under the COT within that, and we work it through with you?
I can't. I literally cannot. Yeah, so my situation is actually I was planning on making there's actually a higher chance of me being I'm being summoned to the center. There is a higher chance of me being the Dark Eldar than there actually was of me being the Emperor initially. So the situation is that I have some new people that have never been Primarch before that are not connected to anybody else in this room. And they've only known Imperiums. They want to be in an Imperium. They want me to be their leader, and they just decided that the best way to get diversity in that, and for them to get the maximum amount of freedom that they want to do when it comes to customizing their divisions and ranks and blah, 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 was to go about it in an Imperial sense. There are not enough of us, if you were to actually split us apart, to function as individual chapters. They don't have the grounds for that either. They don't have the logistics, and they don't have the community connections. So they literally couldn't survive if they were to actually be split from a wider Imperium sense. So it would be basically TGI, and it eventually grows into something proper, or something sovereign like Imperial Fist or some renegade chapter or whatever.
Do you understand that this whole coalition is supposed to keep those people alive and be able to understand of how this community is going to work?
I don't know how.
I was under you for a very long time. I know you're a good leader, by all means. I'll never doubt that by any means. But to make this work more, I would say fluidly, that we could work with that idea, because having the COT, the Council of Terra, and then having an Emperor in another aspect of it really does make it confusing.
Yeah,
we need to revisit before anything else. Sorry, just to butt in here. Just so everyone's in the loop. It's section 5 of the Concordat goes over the current position on Imperiums and collectives, which, as far as we understand it, is that it would be stupid of us to not let Imperiums in here socially, because it's a social server. Let's be honest with ourselves. We've not got the luxury of saying this is the cool kids club. You can join, you can't join. Our concern would be that if we were to let a collective in on what we call the initiative, the actual political side of this, the sort of community alliance, that it would be a somewhat imbalance of power, owing to the fact that if this starts the way we want it to, as is currently written, down with our actual content sharing pact and whatnot, we don't really feel collective clans are needing of that support, because if you're a collective, presumably you're a community in and of yourself, you can support yourself to enough where you can have multiple clans. You should probably have a decent amount of players and forgers, which means that therefore, in our eyes, you shouldn't really have a say in decisions for clans which are much smaller, much less resourced, and are in needing of that support more than you are. Just so you're on the same page.
But taking away a right
doesn't
to
really
vote
make
from a clan who has the resources to help. If that clan is not asking for resources but giving resources, right? Then taking away their right to vote seems redundant in a way, because why would they want to be a part of that? Why would they want to help if they can't even have a say in anything but they're told what
Well,
to
it's
do
not that
as
they
a
need to help.
clan?
It's that you can be here socially. Like
But if they wanted to help.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can at the same time. If you're in this community, in this server, you can basically you're in here with all of us. You can chat with us, arrange things, events. Event participation and actual social stuff, that's open to everyone. That's not restricted whatsoever. The main and if you want to donate maps to the initiative, you can do that if you want as well, because ultimately it's about autonomy. The main concern we have with Imperiums, like I say, it's a mix of that. It's a mix of the imbalance of power. It's also on account of the fact that as much as Jacob and I and the rest of us wanted to start this on a positive footing, past is the past, no baggage, that kind of thing. Like, we've all been around the block more than a few times. We know that collectives do have a habit of falling into instability, corruption, and a lot of rigging. What we noticed previously, that even happened to COT itself early on. So we really just want to start things off on as secure a footing as possible. And as we were discussing earlier today, some of the admins, we are open to reconsidering these views after, say, a month or two. We just want to get the groundwork down first. We want to make sure people feel secure and that there's no risk of any of these sort of past incidents repeating themselves.
Well, in the meantime, if you guys want Hytha support, Hytha Smurf does trade agreements and neutralities and all that shit, so you guys can talk to him about all that.
Absolutely. Our ultimate plan is we want no hostilities with anybody. It's whether
40k should be as one
as much as possible.
The 40k community should be all together or all for one.
Yeah,
like we should all be as a one.
Genuinely, just talking to Dylan earlier already sort of made me rethink about some of the things we're talking about, because it's realistically there's an imbalance of power between Imperiums and sovereign clans. Like, we simply just do not have the resources that Imperiums have, coalitions have.
I just would go after the fucking UNSC before it even considered the 40k. So
I would also say the moment you call someone emperor, you put power over everybody.
Yeah.
That's why we have another rule about rules. Like we discussed before starting the server, that we will never have a rule that is Imperium of Man, IOM Emperor. It will always be Bill's Imperium and Fred's Imperium.
It'll always be the COT.
That's why we're not
naming
the Imperium.
It'll be the council. It will not be.
Yeah.
That's why Hythus isn't named the Imperium of Man. That's why my title's not Emperor of Man. It's just Emperor of Hythus.
Yeah, and that's completely fine. Because you're on the same spectrum as every Primarch. That is the exact same thing as basically what you're saying. You're just not naming it Primarch.
I mean, couldn't we do a middle ground with the Imperiums where just the main leader himself goes into those meetings? And that way they will still have a say in a way, and they won't be able to throw their weight around because there's only one guy holding that meeting.
So this is something that we've spoke about, is because there were issues in the old Council Terror, like outside of coalitions, outside of Imperiums, where you'd have these rampant successor chapter proxies. Where you'd have a Primarch would set up like a relatively small successor chapter of 4 or 5 people, and as soon as they recruited 4 or 5 more, another successor chapter, and then when it came to meetings, large groupings, there would be 5 chapters or legions immediately loyal, immediately votes skewing one way or the other. Whereas realistically, they're all one clan, just in different names. So I think, obviously,
that's why I'm saying we cut that middleman out, where at the end of the day they can't throw that number of votes around, and we only keep it to that main guy. That's what I'm proposing.
We want like a 2-tiered system. Like, the problem is, we considered early on it would certainly be a case of like leaders voting, but we discussed further and thought that kind of defeats the purpose. Like end of the day, we're one community, and we're quite a small sub community. There's no one coming to save us the way there is the UNSC and the bigger ones in the next game and whatnot. The issue is, if people are in here and they don't feel represented and they don't feel they have a voice, that's what leads to dissatisfaction and alienation. So we do feel votes do need to be 2-tiered. There needs to be a general server-wide inter-clan vote, of clans, and then a separate leader vote. So if we're wanting to maintain that kind of like bicameral system, and Imperium obviously poses problems, we would have to impose member limits on here, which we don't really want to do because that's again Cool Kids Club.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
it's a bit of a dicey situation.
Okay. All right, I see your point.
So I brought up that whole, being able to sway votes utilizing your vassal states, right? Hythus, in the Hythus Empire, we have a rule where basically if Hythus joins a coalition and other clans want to join that coalition, they have to leave the Hythus Empire. Like, that's mandatory. We don't allow other clans to double dip with, coalitions. And my vassal states wouldn't even join the server to begin with because they're not 40k, right? Hythus controls UNSC clans, TMC clans, like, they wouldn't even be in here. We're the only 40k group in the Hythus Empire. So they wouldn't even be in here to begin with. But I understand the whole thing. But I just wanted to...
suppose in this case, you'd mentioned before you were asked to disband your empire, another collective, which is of course unreasonable to request.
Yeah.
In that instance, then we could possibly discuss considering you as a sovereign clan. In that sense, if you're just Hythus, the 140k group in here, it would just
that's the whole point.
It's because like the main problem we have is that obviously like. At least me personally, I'm not going to speak for everybody because everyone has their own opinions. I have no problem with Dylan. I have no problem with TGI. I have no problem with you. I have no problem with Hythus. But we need to have things written into code as to like why X, Y, Z can join.
I'm not saying like this is something I'm gunning for because at the end of the day, like we're completely able to sustain ourselves by ourselves. So like at the end of the day, whatever you guys choose, you choose. But I see it being a problem for other groups in the future, right?
Yeah,
it definitely is an ongoing problem, and it's one of those problems 40k is never going to be rid of. Like, how do we manage a sovereign imperial system? It's more a case of like I said, we want that stable foothold, and then once there's more groups and there's more variety of groups, we'll look into we know how this works for a month or two. How do we come to new conclusions based on the new information?
Ultimately, Hythus's goal, right? We have two goals right now that the Imperial Senate has outlined for this whole thing. To see the 40k community grow and see more baby clans pop up because the clan community's fucking dying. And to do trade agreements because Hythus is always looking to do trade agreements when it comes to Forge and technology. We're always looking to forward our position on Forge because we have the largest Forge group in the community and we're always looking to improve that, right? So that's the only thing that Hythus really is focused on is helping you guys with whatever you need help with and increasing our Forge capability. So,
which I mean, realistically, those are our goals as well. Or like a lot of them are for. Something I keep saying is that essentially with the COT is that we want this to be, the little pond for little ducks. Where all of us here started as very small clans. Some of them started in empires, some of them were just a small group of friends. And at least for me, my first major outing in the 40k community was in the original COT, where I immediately had quite a tight-knit community of, for the most part, like-minded people. So I just watched violence occur.
I've been assaulted.
Yes, I was lost my train of thought.
Help it, I don't know. I grabbed my controller and I was like, I need to kill him.
But like, realistically, so none of the things we've written are hard rules. It's our ultimate goal is just what is best for everybody here. And ultimately, we're all going to be voting on things. There's a realistic chance that things aren't as hardline as they were before. Because there are always going to be Imperiums.
Right. I need to go to formation. Hythus Fluff is here. I'm in the military, but yeah, Hythus Fluff is here if you have any questions for Hythus.
Yeah, of course. We'll let you know if everything happens if we don't have everything written down. Right. So that's that.
Jacob, do you want to then raise next? If we want to, if everyone here is content, can we say that we've discussed Imperiums, we're maintaining the current policy as of now, but due to information provided by Hythus, we're open to reconsidering this in a month or two's time. Everyone,
sure, sounds good.
Yeah.
I would like to say before we leave that particular segment, if anyone has as I said, this whole thing is being streamed to my guys, so that includes all of my officer staff and everything. So if you have any proposals, ideas, recommendations, I said this before to Papa, I don't know if this was expressed to everybody else, I am open to accepting terms, conditions, offers. TGI isn't actually starting as a proper clan from. We're not gonna be starting for many months. So I'm still willing to talk
I was
about
just
it.
more curious if you would like to split it into certain things.
I'm not confident in their ability to survive, and also I'm not. I mean, if some of them want to, they can. I know that I have 3 Primarchs, and I only know of one of them that may even want to consider splitting.
Is it Hanzo?
Yeah, he's the only one that's had a thing, but Hanzo. I mean, that's up to Hanzo. I mean, Hanzo can answer that question for himself. If he wants to try that, he can let it be known.
Good man.
I want to take as much like.
But I'm open to talking about it because I tossed around a lot of stuff, like just like being like an Emperor Regent and just being Dorn. That's just like an Emperor Regent and doing stuff like that. Like there's a lot that I'm very open to if it would make people more comfortable. I guess as a counterbalance is a lot of what Hythus had said with the Hythus representative. I think it was Jakaris himself actually. What he had said previously. Why would anyone want to help if unless they get some sort of say? I don't expect to have a say. I just want to help everybody. I want the community to live. I want the community to be alive. And so I've already said it's like I'm going to help with Forge. I'm going to be advertising this. I'm going to be doing everything I can to make sure that this lives as long as possible, and that it succeeds. And I don't expect anything for it because I'm loyal to the community and everyone else's existence.
Right, just do your bed a minute, Mr. Man.
That's all I got to say on that one.
That's why the only thing I'm saying is you have a lot of chapters that are up currently. And if those people that are requesting to start things, they could always start a successor chapter underneath the current chapters and have. I genuinely don't think anyone would have a problem with that, but maybe people would. If they want their own thing and they want to be.
I plan on recommending it actually. Like someone's gonna ask me, like it's gonna be a thing that I'm doing where if someone asks me if they want to, I want to be Primarch, blah blah blah. I want to start blah 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 Legion. I'm gonna sit there and be like,
controller,
okay,
my bad.
do you want to start this here, or do you want to go sovereign and do it? Because I know a swell group of guys that could help.
Yeah, and that works. And what you were saying about like what you get out of this, and what Jakaris was saying, I can sort of see the point of like if you don't get a vote, why would you contribute? But the way I see it is, if the stance is that you want community to be revived, as you and Jakaris have said, like contributing in here, is you are getting something out of that because this server is hopefully going to be a bulwark against clan instability. Clans that are in here will have that support structure they currently don't have, and so instead of being isolated, losing a few fights, and then having to shut down or merge, you have a fallback system, which then means that there's more clans for you to like battle against, socialize with, trade with, and so on. So it really is something that kind of you get out what you put in. The voting with collectives, it literally is just because there are lots of things that could go wrong with collectives in like a voting system that just can't with a sovereign system. And yeah, I recognize it's somewhat of a double standard, and it is a bit of a contentious issue. You join a thing, you get told, oh well, you can't vote in the actual like political side of things. But at the same time, I'd like to think political side of things will be fairly mundane. Like we won't be doing any fucking like should we become an Imperium? Those kind of questions. And as I said, it is something we will learn as we get along with this, because this is kind of a uncharted territory for us. This is the COT as it should have been from day one, and as lots of ones in here know, it was not that way for multiple reasons. So I would just say for anyone with lingering concerns about this, that this is an ongoing project. We're always open to feedback, and we really won't know any absolutes until, like I say, a month or two in when we're established.
I do have a quick thing to say. This is how my understanding of the COT is effectively like, this is us trying to help us. Ultimately, it's not necessarily like, it's oh yeah, like we're doing this to help all independent clans and every Imperium that tries to ride my dick every 5 seconds. You know, it's we're helping ourselves because we know that, you know, we are on equal footing with ourselves. I feel like with an Imperium, like we've said before, you should be self-sufficient. You should be like, theoretically, I don't like people make Imperiums for whatever fucking reason these days, but like, you know, Imperiums, like we said before, they are a collective of things. Like, it is different to have an Imperium than it is to go and have an independent clan. Like, an independent clan might have like a company or 3 at most, you know. But like, this is us trying to uphold ourselves. So it ultimately, whether or not you choose to contribute via whatever the fuck, you know, that is entirely up to you. That is entirely your decision. And you know, we shouldn't be sort of having to gift you some, you know, important vote on our accounts or whatever. Like, we shouldn't be giving you equal footing for your own sort of generosity, I suppose. But like, if you want to go and give something, that is entirely up to you, but you shouldn't be expecting something in return, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for Hythus on that, but yeah, like I can't speak for Hythus on that, but as far as TGI's presence is concerned, we are here to give and not to take.
I think there is ultimately like wiggle room, because obviously nothing's in stone. We've literally come here to agree on what we want to agree. So we can't deny like they are a part of the community. It's just some of the things here are, you know, for the help of the little man. You know, it's. I don't want to say union because I know that's a dirty word to some people, but like it's.
Well, the analogy we had earlier was that, you know, welfare isn't for the rich; it's for the poor, and the idea of welfare is to get people back on their feet, and as they're doing that, keep them on their feet. You know, you don't hand, well, outside of like the West, obviously, you don't hand some fucking billionaire a massive grant instead of like a small business. Ideally, that's what we're doing here.
Nice.
We're essentially giving grants to people who actually need them. You know, in a non-American way. We're not going to give fucking trillionaires like handouts.
The West is fallen.
Just to get some like conclusions on this, because I'm mindful that we don't want to talk about this for like the entire night, because I'm sure, you know, some people want to do something else. But with the policy and the collectives, are we content to say that this policy, as currently written, is tenuously in effect? Like, it's not fully ratified, but it's sort of like pinned. We'll revisit it at a later date.
Yeah.
I would agree. I'd agree to that. You know, I haven't heard anything from DA. I'm afraid.
They're biding their time.
He's gonna kill everyone.
Is a thing.
Everyone's gonna die.
Okay, I get already. I was just curious. I have not heard anything from Lion himself.
No, I just want to listen.
Just want to listen. You just want to sit there like the guy in the background of the bukkake. All right.
He's the compliment. What do you mean?
He's sitting in the cock chair.
Yeah, he's in the cock chair. All right.
Damn fucking straight.
The other thing I wanted to bring up
Him
was
and Gilliman too. He always talks.
About, like we have a policy on the books which we knew would be quite controversial, which I kind of want to get feedback on. Really, like this is one I expect we'll have to come back to as well. What we discussed privately while forming the server and getting the vision back up and running was the idea of the Community Content Pact, which is essentially that clans that join the COT initiative that declare themselves part of it will essentially be creating an open market of content, more or less. But led by the Thousand Suns, ideally, like we have a lot of content ready to go and we're open to share with the community. Like we're hoping to make things more public. What we've been thinking over the last few weeks is that the real trade-off in 40k is that most clans tend to have no quality maps, and a handful have quite a few good ones, which means no one's happy in the end. No one can do activities, and if you lose a forger, your clan is more or less crippled.
Basically, entirely.
Yeah, entirely, as we saw in the IOM when they lost 2 forgers and suddenly that's it. But the idea we have with the content pack is that clans that sign up for the initiative, basically, you make your content open to the community, where essentially we have a community maps tab where, let's say you have 6 raid bases. You upload them like any other map to the file browser, and they'll still have your name linked to them because that's the new credit system 343 have added. They can't take your name off it. It will always say made by RG Corax, made by Papa Grimnar, and so on. The idea is you upload some details about your map like you would in the Citadel, and if a small clan in here decides I want to raid, I don't know, some UNSC clan, but they're lacking in maps, they can come in here and pretty much put in the channel saying, oh, we're an initiative clan and we want to use I don't know, like Fortress Lubrikai or Cove of the Crimson King, and then we allow them to do it. They go on, bookmark the map, and are able to use it. So whilst everyone retains ownership of their maps, and if you leave the initiative, you can withdraw rights to them. Everyone will have access to them if needed. So I want to get some feedback on that. I know people probably are a bit testy about any kind of shared content, but what are the thoughts?
One question about it. If, let's say you have a highly specialized map for a certain legion, like everything's based around that legion, would you want those to be shared too, or are we allowed to keep those private? And share
The thing we had is I feel like the Suns, we have a lot of Egypt themed maps, which is obviously quite specialized. We actually use a lot of Raven Guard imagery.
He's back.
But the idea we had with it was. Oh, Heather Chikars. We were going over the content policy. I don't know if you had a chance to read that.
Yeah, I did. I was just I was just asking this question to see what your thoughts are on.
You are under no obligation to give maps. But
yeah.
Did you really leave to change your name to Big Dumper Dumbcore CEO?
But
sensational.
Essentially, because we but ideally, plan was that COT happened a little bit later, and we'd have our first show of faith is here's a map for everyone. That hasn't quite occurred yet because it's half done. But
that's fine.
We have a lot of unfinished maps right now because things won't happen as quickly. But it's
we have maps that we're giving away right now if you guys want them.
This is how they rule us. Cover your ears, gentlemen. It's like a peacock.
Did you just say cock and server? That's crazy.
I do.
well, like Papa was saying, it's going to be you're not told oh, you must hand over your maps at gunpoint, but with Corax's question about specialized maps, the way we
that was me.
Sorry, this course is plugging for me right now.
It's all good. It's all good.
Back to that question. Most 40k maps we expect will be fairly specialized. Emperor's Children have their thing. We have Raven Guard.
Everything is dark with the Raven Guard.
Yeah,
you can't see.
Dark gothic emo theme that isn't the Night Lords. But
yeah.
Every good 40k map is fairly specialized. But as far as we're concerned, I don't really think this is my perspective as a forger here from Halo 5. I don't think clans these days have the luxury of keeping things to themselves fully and going fully bespoke with raid bases because Forge is now so hard to use and there's so few forgers around. So I would say if we're fully declared as the Council of Terra, I'd be open to going into the Citadel and more or less saying this is a new 40k project, and that if you're say you're having an event with a 40k clan in the COT, that it's not quote unquote stealing maps, it's using community assets. So
provided it's agreed upon.
Option. Yeah, exactly. Provided you agree to have your map in there, and I would still say, as a common courtesy, you should still put in the chat and say at Raven Guard we're wanting to use the Emo Fortress. Is that okay with you? You know what I mean?
Emo Fortress 42.
Yes, Emo Fortress 42. Exactly. So they can more or less say to the clan they're warring that
actual map
we're using Emo Fortress 42, the Emperor's Children place, and the Thousand Suns Egyptian Temple, and that's not considered stolen content officially. You know what I mean? That's
and so
their union.
I've got two points of contention with this one, right? So one of them being, say we go to war, right? And one of the war terms is hey, we take the raid base, we take the map, right? And that's something that's been kind of pushed out in the SOR community meeting from I think it was fucking Red 7. Well, yeah, but Red 7 was talking about like planets and sectors and stuff like that. And so my thing is like, if the Thousand Sons or the Emperor's Children use,
the king himself,
Emo Fortress 42, right, and they lose it, right, then now I've lost my property to somebody else.
I will say this is like, because we're a server led by forgers, that we just don't recognize the idea of like, you take the map, that's not COT compliant. And I actually hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's an immediate like fuck you.
That is completely out of the question. If you're raiding a COT affiliated clan, you do not take the map, because that's not yours to take.
You can. The second, it's more like you lend, to borrow.
Exactly.
My secondary to that,
you borrow.
You respect the forgers. You can use it, but you can. The moment you try and claim it as your own, fuck you.
Yeah,
that would incur a penalty under COT regulations. If you're using a map, like I say, it's courtesy to ask the clan leader in question, we're going to use Emo Fortress 42. But you would have to tell the clan you're warring, we're a COT clan, COT has a community content pact, we're using, Emo Fortress 42 by RG Corax. You do have to declare who made it, and that it's not yours, and obviously COT affiliated clans, like, obviously we can't
have to agree
you do or don't with your wars, but we don't give out maps. Like, that's like, you don't lose maps.
It has to be an agreement system. You have to be able to have compliance between both
parties
on both sides of it, and say, hey, could I use this map? You name it who you're using, and you go with it. But you can't steal it. And if you steal it, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Honestly, you're scumbag.
I know as of right now, like with the policy, I'm not in it, but Southpaw is watching the stream. I'm sure a lot of you guys might remember him. He was the kind of main forger for TGI stuff. He can forge 40k now. I'm gonna post something in general to show like quality, I guess, as like quality evidence. But he did say that like if TGI was to be accepted, he's a little bit behind the stream, so he probably doesn't know that was not ratified. But if TGI was to be accepted or get some sort of association status or something like that, he did agree to just have a lot of the maps that he makes be for just general use. He just likes to be creative and build stuff. So
right.
My counter. Hold on. My counter to the current idea is, I know it says like it has to be agreed upon, right? But versus being like, oh, here are my several maps that you can use. Obviously, asking is, can we provide content in other ways, right? So, like for the Raven Guard, and I know with the Thousand Sons, we've shared prefab maps. So we have stuff that is architecture, we have set pieces, we have, dreadnoughts, all that good stuff. Is like, would that be a workaround? So that way you can just kind of plug and play and make the map that you want based on like, I've got this corner wall piece, I've got this in the third.
One of our goals,
so okay. Because
we want to eventually get to a point of making like asset packs. We would like to basically, again, because Forge is so hard now for most people. Like, it's easier to have prefabs of like if you're aware of the Sector Imperialis box sets in Games Workshop, the plug and play buildings, we'd like to have a system sort of like that where clans can make their own asset packs and are encouraged to and release them. Now, like we would sort of hope most clans will give at least like one or two sort of bases, maybe not the cream of the crop, but like at least something, because that way if a starting Iron Hands clan tomorrow was like, right, we want to start here, we've got a couple of players but no forgers, they can at least come in here and say, right, we want to raid UNSC clan. Can we have a land of this map? And of course, obviously, you're credited as in line with the initiative. We do think that there needs to be a bit of give and take from both clans.
And you can ask Zofa, Untamed, Khan, Sinner, like
Zofa.
Most of the current fucking he was Raven Guard for a time, right?
Bro.
On my life, that you are one of the most fair people I've ever met in my life.
Thanks, man. Raven Guard maps, as said, every Legion has its own thing. Like Raven Guard maps are very, very dark. Our team tacks, our meeting maps, raid maps. I think we have like one bright team tack, and everything else is like you're in the dark and you're fighting in the.
I mean, lore accurate though.
Yeah, lore accurate for sure. And it's I only really have like 1.5 forger, so his quality control is like he puts in a lot of effort and a lot of work, and it's like I don't just want to make his stuff free ass to put it away.
If you see it as just like, if you've retired a map that you're never going to use again, if you want to just like chuck it to everyone else, then so be it. If you don't, then you don't. Sort of thing. It's not mandatory that you have to make you have to give your maps away. It's if your forger has made another map that doesn't fit Raven Guard, but it's still 40k themed, and he wants to just give it to someone else, then he can.
It's like everything.
The thing with the policy idea is that it doesn't involve transferring ownership at all. That was a big point of contention in the last IOM. One of the reasons that it broke apart, really. The thing that COT has is you will never have to transfer ownership or edit collaborators at all. The thing is, you basically just like say you assent to it and you all agree to publish rate basis. What we would do for Thousand Suns is we would publish maps we've currently finished, like a community map. You just press, publish, and people can bookmark it. And it's still within your control, because if you decide to leave the initiative, like, you are no longer required to do any of that. So you can basically just take the map down, it's still yours, and no one else can use it, because no one else can make a copy. You know what I mean? It's purely a bookmark system. So there's no permanent, transfer of ownership. It's always in your control. And you choose what you share as Corax, as you said.
Yeah.
And as long as people have that option, of course, courtesy to be like, oh, hey, I'm not using this anymore. If anybody in the community wants to make this, Egyptian style, or make this, vampire, alt themed, right? Absolutely, here, this is all yours. This is a free game. Whoever wants to take it, type thing. As long as we get that option.
Yeah. That's again, everything here is going to be completely democratic. Nobody's going to be forced to do X, Y, Z.
I have a question about this.
Let him go. Let him.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So with Hythus, it's not necessarily, at the end of the day, it is up to me. However, Anger Jenka, right, our Lord of the Forge, he decides what maps are made public and what are published and what are given. So that would be pretty complicated for Hythus to do this system, because we have 46 forgers, and they all have say in their project individually. So be very fucking complicated for us.
But that's
not
really,
we're saying. It would be up to you.
It's just up to you. It's up to them. It's up to you. That's an internal thing. That's not. We can't say, oh, give me your fucking map. Go fuck yourself. If you would be willing,
what to do with it. What we do is stuff you already have published as a community map in general on the file browser. You basically go to our community maps and you link it as here's our map, hit this base fucking 56, and here's some details on it, here's some screenshots, here's the waypoint link, and that's it.
Roger that.
Everything in community maps will be basically you can take from there as you need to. Of course, like I say,
we are starting.
Develop is you'll ask.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We started a project back in, I think, May, called Hammer Anvil, and we're restarting that, but we're centering it towards 40k to produce 9 40k forts for the 40k community. That will be on the browser, and you guys can go and dissect it. You guys can save the copy and go dissect it, take prefabs and shit. That's something that we have planned for 2025. So
well, it's more you could just post it in community links and more or less or maps and just say, "Oh, hit this project."
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That so it fits your system as is, from the way I understand it.
Sweet, cool. I just misunderstood. Appreciate you.
I think a really easy way to look at it is say mods in Skyrim of you just, if you want to just make something because you're creative and you just want to give it out to people, it's going to be a good way to do it, because it will be everyone's in one server. You can just chuck it in one Discord chat. Yeah. Hey, I made this thing. Does anyone want it? It doesn't have to be anything. It's nothing. You don't have to cut anything off of you to sort of do it. It's just if someone makes something that they want to give out, they can if they want.
Well, yeah, it is about sharing, but it's not really, because if it was only a system of stuff you don't want or stuff you're giving to the entire public, a lot of clans don't do that. Lots of clans make stuff just for themselves. The main concern is, you know what I mean? You keep your content to yourself. It will always say the owner and the collaborator is you. It's always your map, always in your control. But if you publish it, you've got copyright protection. People can't just steal it without the fucking specialized game mode, which we're powerless against. Every forger is powerless against that. But on a macro level, the safety you have is because it's bookmarked to you. If there's ever a situation like in IOM, whenever we tried to take down our maps but couldn't because people had copies, if it was already published, you just take your map down, it's in your possession, and anyone who had a bookmark, it disappears in their bookmarks. So it's yours, but others are able to use it as they need to. And if you ever decide, I'm done with COT, initiative doesn't work for me anymore, I'm resigning, you just put an announcement out saying that you're done, and as a courtesy, we delete all your messages. You take down all your your links from that channel, and it's yours again, totally private. And you can say on the server as well. It's not like an obligation. Like if you don't have to leave the server if you leave the initiative. It's just a as you want kind of situation.
Yeah.
That's the goal of this entire initiative. Just to like stress it, the server and the actual political side of things. It's about.
Yeah, I'm not against helping like at all. But the Ingenium,
you know what I mean?
yeah, the Ingenium is basically a sub clan of Hythus at this point, and their leader's a Primarch, so that makes it just complicated. So I misunderstood, but now I understand it.
Yeah, like it's no pressure, no whatever. It's
Yeah.
Like we're all forgers in the mod team here. We understand fully. You don't want to give stuff away, so. This isn't some guy been like, oh, please make like 50 maps in a week and make them all totally public.
Yeah, like we've literally been told that before. It just like we're going to be like we're going to be starting by donating stuff. Like we're not saying we think other people should do that. Just sort of wantonly, we're going to be donating things right up the door.
Corax.
That's me.
You know how long my fucking forgers have been trying to get me to get you guys to work with them?
That's real, honestly. They make good maps, dude. They make great maps.
You have been ignoring my DMs and shit.
Look, I'm a busy man. I'm sorry.
Don't serve our country, you fucking Uncle Sam prostitute.
I also belong to the government.
You Uncle Sam prostitute, get over there.
Wait, you're in the military, Corax?
Yeah, man.
What do you do, bro?
I'm a 19 Delta. I'm a Cav Scout. I'm a sergeant.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm a corpsman in the Navy for... You know what corpsman is?
Hell yeah, Doc. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Patch me up,
I'm
baby.
at E4 right now. I'm about to be E5.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Orion. Oh no, the furry.
Furry.
Onion boy.
Oh fuck.
All right, where are we at? So we've hit content, we've hit Imperiums.
Well,
we've
before we move on,
come full circle. We've
say,
hit it all.
to get a conclusion from everyone here. Can we say then that the content policy? I forgot the exact word and how I wrote it, but basically, we all know here now it is voluntary. You're encouraged to do it, but it's not mandatory. But otherwise, that's ratified. Like that's locked in. That there is a community content part.
There's one question I gotta ask. I got one question I gotta ask. Khan at some point paid for some maps. I think it was from Papa. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, the voice quality here is not great in this call.
There was at some point Khan paid for some maps from somebody, and I would like to be able to refab them into a White Scar kind of. Who the fuck is calling me?
Well, you guys are getting paid for making what the fuck?
I said I would pay anyone. I said I'd pay someone $100 just to make me a map, but that's.
Well, if money's on the table, I'll be fucking motivated. Holy shit!
No problem with that.
Yeah, I've been here. I've been lurking.
One of those things that I would like to be able to not use it the same way exactly you made it. I would like to make some sort of agreement to be able to refab those maps into some sort of White Scar thing. And I get it if you would not like to do that, because that wasn't me who did that. That was him. I am a separate entity.
So I think it was.
It depends what map, because we've never been paid to make.
You never paid
maps.
No.
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 So it might be on maps.
When it comes to commissions, like we were saying,
oh my god. Okay. I don't know if there's any sort of deal, even if it involves money or any sorts of that. I would love to have some sort of agreement.
Money, as far as we are concerned, isn't a server like that. That's not a server concern. If you
no, I know. I would just like that was one of the things with content. That was one of the things with content. I thought there was an understanding of things beforehand, but apparently I was completely wrong. I am sorry.
That's completely okay. Right. So, quickly summarizing that. We as a group, if you're willing to, you can donate prefabs or share links to your published maps, but only completely voluntary, nothing to tell you, simply raising the floor. That's it. You agreed? Somewhat with that?
I can agree with that.
So the rising tide lifts all boats. So we can lock that in as ratified then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I concur.
I really like the soundboard on that.
So can we get a quick shout out to Fry here, of the Blood Ravens, who's just made an appearance?
The one that hasn't been seen in forever and has not said anything in the server comes out there and goes, "Hey, I'm back, guys." He just black dadded us. He just literally black dadded us. I just want to put that out there.
The best part is I've always been here. I've just been watching.
Because I was about to be like, who invited him, but I remembered he's the one who set up the server like 6 years ago.
Jingo, I just realised we've got the Triumvirate in there, don't we?
Yeah, this is the Halo 5 Triumvirate.
Triumvirate? Oh god, the NRIDA and all those.
I think the Triumvirate of the 3 Bristolians that play Halo.
Also that, yeah.
I don't have Halo Infinite installed currently, but I am
Good.
reinstalling
God bless
it.
you.
Oh god, no. So, yeah, we're hit right.
There's something else we wanted to bring up here. Sorry, just to like keep on going here. And in section 3, I believe it is, we discussed how there is like a tiebreaker scheme in the server. And just to clarify what we mean by that, because we don't want any accusations of like autocracy or like pulling the wool over your eyes. Like everything in here should be above board. This is a server for total transparency, choice, and autonomy. Like it is your say end of the day. But there do need to be certain considerations in terms of if there is a tie, if the initiative body can't break that tie, if there's any kind of state of emergency or sort of corruption scandals, whatever, because we've been on Halo 5, we know they come a plenty in the 40k community. So the position that we have discussed as an idea is the High Lord, where we would appoint 3 what we would consider the most noteworthy leaders in the community or in the initiative, basically as a sort of a stopgap measure. And just to clarify, a High Lord position is not binding. There is no inherent power to it. High Lords do not assume any kind of emergency powers until a state of that is declared. There's 3 core conditions, and if those aren't met, the High Lord can't do shit. If they declare any kind of power before that, their discipline potentially removed. We know this might cause a bit of contention, like, you know, it's democratic, but also there's people that can do this. This is purely a crisis move, and we really want to run it past you. Is that agreeable to you, that this is like a sort of emergency power kind of system that should be used, hopefully never?
Alright, I mean, that was pretty cut and dry. Just, you know,
I just want to float through the candidates because we have discussed a short list and we've managed to narrow it down to 3. That's why we decided it was no less than 3, no more than 7 as a system over time. It's a position of some of us that, well, obviously, Papa Grimnar being the one that spot us all together again should probably have.
Yeah, honestly, can we give like a round of applause to him? Like honestly, because
good job, Egyptian people.
Good job, Papa, dude.
Yay! Let's go, guys. We're so back.
We are back. 40k is here to fucking ruin. What the fuck was that?
I don't have
has that on their sound fucking bar or whatever.
That's
so,
a nitro
Papa,
user.
unanimous applause, you know, as we expected. But the other 2 candidates we've been discussing, and they're here with us now. Of course, our own Jake, former DA Lion Johnson, because I think we can all agree that Jake is one of the most, like, he was the spine of Halo 5's 40k. He was always around there, you know.
And he's like a cockroach, he can't die.
He's like bacteria, yeah. He's always lurking.
I can confirm this is true.
And we have to have it mentioned too.
Dude, I just want to say he's lore accurate Lion when you need him most. He just all of a sudden wakes up from fucking no man's land. He's like, "Hey, bitches, I'm here."
Where's my pillow?
And we have to have a resolute mention of Korax, because Korax is the birds have existed forever. I don't think anybody
He's in the fucking
resolute.
He's just
Korax.
fucking trying to rape Lorgar in the back right now.
Bro's doing his best. Bro's been doing his best for.
It's like Korax has turned Sovereign 40k from cringe to based in the last couple of months.
Honestly.
So,
RG is probably RG is probably the most prominent Halo clan in the community, or 40k clan in the community.
Are we all agreed then that Jacob, Jake, and Korax can assume, like I say, emergency titles as High Lords in times of crisis then? Is that ratified?
I would agree.
No contentions, no disagreements?
Unless we have somebody else. I mean, I will always say for pleb, just because I like the idea of chaos, but...
No, I'd abuse my power in a minute.
At the end of the day, like I say, it can range from 3 to 7. So if we need more in the future, there's always open spots, and we'll hopefully have more of a community appetite for it, like in years to come. Like let's say next year we need like more spots for a crisis position. We'll know sort of who's sort of the most influential, who has the most sway, who's done the most. So there'll be a sort of, I guess, a quasi-election if we ever need more, just to quell any fears about autocracy. But that's good we have that locked in then. I thought that would be a lot more fucking painful, to be honest.
Dylan, I'd like to mention you've got your fucking camera on, mate.
I'm coming.
So his camera came on and his screen was shaking. I thought he was joking as shit. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I do that fucking leg shake thing for like anxiety and shit. It's like a fucking ADD or ADHD thing, I think.
Ketamine.
Oh, yeah, bounce your leg.
What was that?
Or cocaine abuse.
Yeah, just fucking bounce it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was doing.
It's pretty poor cover for a
You're gonna think I'm chilling. I got my pants on. These are sweatpants.
You can't have wanky pants.
Back towards you.
You show us your pants now.
My cat's on the floor.
He had that far off look in his eyes.
Boy.
Alright, can we potentially move on to our next point?
Yes, please.
Yes, can I bring up, this is a little minor one, this shouldn't take too long. Because you guys have noticed that this server is in an absolutely sorry state because of a certain Wolfman will not bring up, who's destroyed everything I built here because,
Everything you built? I was the head admin, and he got me to
I
post.
funded all the bots. You were like, Corey, can you please do this? And I'd go, no, but I'll figure it out. And then
I got demoted and perma-muted for a month because of Papa Day.
Yes,
we could
exactly.
just blame a
Great
Swedish
injustice.
person.
Exactly, we could crucify him even, nail him to a cross. It's pretty funny. But anyway, we'll move on from him before I burst a blood vessel.
When in doubt, blame the white man, am I right?
I mean, he's...
away my imperial fists.
I wouldn't really call him a man or a person, to be honest, but, that's him.
Damn, that's crazy.
To him when he left, like, Jesus Christ.
Sat in his room playing video games, trying to talk to more Dubai girls online. It doesn't really change much, are they?
Wait, what?
Or sorry, King Lehman Russ. No, someone asked what did he do when he left the server. I thought we were talking about King Lehman Russ still.
Oh, yeah. That's
the end of the COT.
I'll message you about him afterwards, because I'm curious.
Oh, God.
This man
it might make your skin crawl, because he is a bit of a Chris Chan of the community. But anyway, on to the point then. To fix the server and to make it actually better, I'm going to have to do a lot of shit for the next couple of weeks. Something that Joe brought up, which I'm in full agreement with, is we should move the Discord server to community status, which will give us a lot more options in terms of what we can offer. Like event channels, more segmented, categories and whatnot. It'll be much easier to navigate with more features. The concern from some people, especially Papa, is the community status. If you enable that, it does a sweep of your server of everything in it, and it removes explicit content. It doesn't define what explicit content means, so we're not sure if that means, for instance, racial slurs and gore, or just the word fuck. So I know that Papa and some people are concerned we could lose some of the old, 2018, 2019 messages in the process. So really, we want to put it down to everyone in here. Are you in favor of going to community status, taking the hit, if there is one, and moving on? Or do you want us to just make the best of what we have now and archive what used to be?
Clean slate.
How about a loose?
Clean slate.
Yeah, I'm good to clean slate it.
Makes no difference to what we do.
Of course, it's the Egyptians here.
Or shut up.
He's reborn.
Yeah, got the whole gang laughing, bro. Got the whole gang laughing, bro.
You know what I mean?
All right, fuck yourself.
Thanks, right.
Good sound, boy.
Well, if most of us are in
You're
favor
a
of
fucking
clean slate,
knob
then,
sinner. I hope you know that.
Dude, I love you.
What we'll do is, at some point next week, we'll move to community, because I do want to fix up all the bots and clear out the stink of the Space Wolves before you do anything major.
I would honestly like us to make an announcement in the Citadel server of the entire return of the 40k.
I'd rather wait till the server's functional again.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying.
Let's wait
Like
yes.
2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Let everybody.
No,
know
I'm
the
not
same
saying
thing.
right now. I'm saying I think it would be a
Okay.
really good
Oh, right,
like
yeah.
PR thing for us.
That is the
So-
plan long term. Because like the thing with the community content pact is we're gonna have to, because otherwise, if a clan comes in to Citadel and is like, oh, we're using the fucking Thousand Suns map, they're gonna get accused of stealing content. Whereas,
Yeah.
with the pact, if that's made known, no one can claim they're stealing content, because if you've read the announcements in Citadel, you'll know that COT clans have access to each other's resources if they choose to. So
Yeah.
it's not theft.
I stopped the production of my 40k server because I saw this one.
So
You hit me
wait,
again, I'll fucking kill you.
is everyone coming back to Halo Infinite? Or like,
Unfortunately.
We're already here, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're here.
No,
We
we're
are
here.
here to play the dog shit.
This is
video
a
game.
happy accident for me, bro.
Don't forget, you're here forever. Because you all fucking are.
He didn't have you lad.
I didn't have a choice this time. Mine was taken.
So is this like a reform of everyone's clan, and is this what's happening? Everyone's
We're giving COT a go without like, leaving us here to ruin it again.
Oh, is there already? So my clan knowledge, or like knowing how big clans are, and like right now is zero. So is people forming clans, or
Clans are getting formed in a rapid pace right now. I'm sure a lot of the people here that have just formed a clan probably already have like 15 plus members.
Also, some of the older lot.
20, but like it's not like I said, my whole lineups on White Scars is basically like a gold plat lineup, and you know what? I appreciate it, honestly.
I got silver.
ISIS doesn't have any members. We're actually just me.
Hell yeah.
One
It's
man
just
army.
him on a
It's
multiple.
just him in like just a little case on his belt full of roids.
I will say Hythus, NBA, and I don't know what the contingency between fucking BA and RG are. I don't know how many people have left to go to either or, but those are definitely the powerhouses.
Mm-hmm.
Like them three are definitely up there in the. I will run your shit. I will run your shit.
Honestly,
but
right now the Blood Angels' goal is just to keep our numbers low and just have our quality be the main point.
I'm going. So if anyone wants to get rid of fucking the silvers, White Scar's taking them, and we'll beat everyone in fucking raids.
You can have all of them.
I'll take all of them, and we will put them in the raids every time, and we will teach them how to be good, and that pleb will be the leader.
In high school, we have like a serious fucking problem where we get recruits and then they stay recruit for like a year. Like, let's see how many I fucking have right now, dude.
It's just
Pleb is good at
like
convincing people to indoctrinate in
engagement
slavery.
problem.
So
We have
like 2 religions on fucking Dylan.
and then we have one guy called the Eternal Recruit. He's been a recruit for 2 years.
Oh Jesus!
He's allowed to wear gold because.
I have a question. What's the next point?
Speaker never be spoken to.
Well,
the next point, I think we've covered all the big things. It's actually been quite smooth, strangely enough. Like a meeting in COT.
We don't have this. We get along, guys. This is fucked up.
Look. One of the main things that like we all kind of need to remember is, especially from my standpoint, last time I interacted with the majority of you was like 2019 before I left the army, and then not even that one. Like I had my run-in with Khan when he was emperor for for a whole meeting, and then I actively just went out of my way.
We all agreed that should never happen again.
Yeah.
Last time I had a 40k community, that coalition blamed Hysis and tried to go war with Hysis. I don't know why I still don't know why that happened.
I mean, like I said, literally, I think we can all agree is that most of the people here are either the reasonable ones from the old days or newer people who simply don't have to deal with the old heads.
Oh.
And we don't want the same conflict and drama that a lot of the older groups did.
I want conflict with the UNSC.
I was gonna say surprise.
Exactly. The UNSC can get it. I don't care. But as long as we are, like,
total UNSC.
I've already got a target. Just need to fucking
Same here.
continue. I want to be able to
I came here
rival
for
everybody.
problems.
What was that they were saying?
Oh, no, nothing.
we just,
I'm
like,
just gonna have
we
an
just
Inquisitor go into a random UNSC clan and like show his dick and then cause war.
I'll just
We're gonna do that.
get every Kashig I have and just start implementing them into the UNSC clans, and we'll just topple them.
No.
We did that. With
I just remember they're
You're
not
moving like
actually
some
pointing
tyrannids,
out, by
bro.
the
I'm
way.
gonna need you to calm down.
I'm not trying to cheer you. I'm just trying to convert you. It's more
No.
chaos,
You
but,
moving like some nits,
Old
bro.
words from Elite
All
Silvers.
right.
I'm on that biofuel mesh.
Speaking of
bastard.
war and like community interaction and such, there's one final point that I actually forgot about, brought up by our own newly minted High Lord Jake here. The discussion of if a clan were to, as Dracarys brought up, like if they were to say try and destroy us and declare war on the COT as an
I would
entity,
kill
like,
them.
naturally we're not an Imperium, we're not really a union, we're just kind of a loose informal alliance. That's the main thing.
But at that
Jake
time,
proposed the idea that Jake proposed the idea that what we could do is, it's a bit of a contentious solution. We could, in theory, have a voluntary Death Watch who could serve as the kind of the COT as an
Sounds like the
representative.
That would
The
be
other
something
issue is
I'd be interested in overseeing.
It's
I
cool idea,
actually
but we would
don't
have to
mind that
basically
at
agree, we would have to restrict, obviously, Death Watch clans, because you can't have the Death Watch and then the COT Death Watch, because like that's going to cause massive confusion.
That makes a lot of confusion.
I have
really
have
fast.
quite a few members that would be interested in being members.
I
of the
also-
Death Watch.
I
And they are also suitable to be on war lineups.
I have a lot of autistic members. Like
I have a lot of.
So if you and I already know who we're talking about, we already got two names that we know.
Man, Jert's head in that shit going.
King 100%.
If the Death Watch if the Death Watch program needs someone to oversee it, it would be something I'd be interested in.
If anyone tries to war the COT, we all, I would hope, would stand together.
I think.
Well, the main thing is we're not demanding anything. That's the main thing. We're not demanding like you must do this and must do that, because we want it to be. It's about choice. That's why the conceit we have is, obviously if someone declares war in the COT, we're all a bit potentially at risk if they're like a network manipulator clan, obviously. But with the Death Watch idea being voluntary, the Death Watch are not a permanent entity. They'd be formed when we're actually like fought against. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we would have people shortlisted.
Did I
like, if the
hear
Death Watch
network
plays assembled.
manipulation?
I like it.
What? Sorry. It's more so like if there were clans that were on us, like Halo 5. I mean, we all know Halo 5. Halo 5 had lots of DDoS and UNSC clans. It's more if someone's actually a threat and we need to like, we can't just sort of fought them off as like, oh, you're an idiot. We have a Death Watch, basically a volunteer.
That's why Hysis has the Inquisition.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's what we're proposing here. That we have a Death Watch, basically of voluntary members who are not, we're not saying to everyone, if the 2-man fucking Chaos Warband gets attacked, we all have
You want
to
to die for this bullshit? Fine.
Chaos.
What's
What?
6 more months? We can always start again.
It's
Make another
more just like if we have a Chaos Warband in here that's like 2 guys that are like separated. Like again, we're making like merely contingencies here. If someone makes a dick of themselves and gets a clan's ire and starts a whole battle, like the Raven Guard and Thousand Sons, and if you guys stick around here, if we bring that like collective variant tonight, we're not obligated to basically drop everything into. Basically, you don't have to drop everything and be like, oh no, the 2-man World Eaters, they've been attacked by a no-name UNSC clan. We must all go to war with them now. We're trying to
will go to war. I love war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I said, bro, I'm here for problems, bro. Let's
honestly, like I said, I texted Obama the other day. I said the first thing we're doing, we're warring Valor.
Whoa! Hold up, Mr. Silver Wall of fucking ignorance. Calm down.
Bigger fish to fry.
It was a joke. It was funny.
As long as the people that we help. As long as the people that we help and that we have alliances with don't become hostile with us like the fucking UNMCF did, we're cool, we'll help you. But UNMCF went to war with us because, I don't even remember why, some stupid shit, and they were allied with us. Now they don't exist anymore. Those fucking bitches. Anyway,
the main point here is like we're not trying to like a big, because I honestly feel like personal opinion here about these unions is the whole thing of like if one gets attacked we all must join them is a bit demanding when it could be just someone needs to fight their own battles. The main stance
Send
is
Hythis.
if the COT or
Send Hythis.
I'd say if the COT or multiple COT clans are attacked at once, we would have discussions about full mobilization, and that would take the form of the Death Watch.
I think this is something that needs to come down to the individual relations between the different chapters and legions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely.
That's what we mean.
Since Hythis can't vote, right? What we're going to probably end up doing is presenting an alliance document or neutrality pact to all of you. That way we could still help.
Well, the thing, Dracarys, with your situation is like we've agreed to put a pin in that for now. So obviously,
I know.
Will depend on.
Don't write
nothing
up
yet. Yeah, you get it.
Like right now, as it stands, both TGI in the future and Hythis, I think we can all agree it's like we will be as as unhostile as allied as we can be within our own means. Like as little hostility as we can be, because ideally there's mutual gain for both of us. We're all part of the same community. We're all part of the same family. Down the road, we can codify and figure out exactly how all of our communities.
Hythis doesn't target the small clans, and we're going to be updating our foreign policy here soon, to where all Imperium type clans are automatically neutral in Hythis's eyes until proven otherwise. So it's something we're going to be updating to our foreign policy.
My goodness.
So.
Well, we'll keep you posted on how things go with the actual collective discussion. Like, we're not going to leave you high and dry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Because, like, again,
the other thing is just about this whole war thing. The main question I have, because it was Jake's idea, obviously, it is that thing of if we have the Death Watch as sort of a war squad, which I mean I think is quite cool, and the rest of you do as well. The main issue is like, do we restrict a Death Watch clan, or like how do we separate this?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
just for
like
continuity reasons.
I would honestly restrict I would restrict the Death Watch just for
that's like one of our
that's war. That is wartime. We all implement our top tiers into one category and we keep them at that. And it's
if we have something we have to absolutely go and smash it out of the park, we call the Death Watch.
Right.
And that's like the best, the top 2 or 3 members from each legion or chapter. That's what that is.
We should implement the role in.
That sounds like fun.
I think we should implement the role in the Discord, and then if people, because this is going to become a hub, if I'm not mistaken, people are going to come in droves.
Fred would love this.
Those from like the chapters or the legions that wish to join can request the Death Watch role. So then, when time comes to mobilize, they can.
Yeah, like 100%. Like the war lineup should be able to request Death Watch in the server, but we will not make a Death Watch themselves.
Hold on. Might I say, we need to have like a process for people to become Death Watch. We can't just have everybody be fucking Death Watch.
No, you were obviously Onyx Plus. No matter what, you are a good shooter.
It's not for me. It's not even about being Onyx. It's about how do you perform in a stressful environment. Because there's people that are Onyx that absolutely fucking shit the bed. It doesn't matter.
There's people that are Onyx that shit on the raids, like get shit on raids. Like there's some people that just can't perform in certain. I feel like it should be
by all means. They need to be vetted. They need to be vetted.
That's voting. Like the idea we have with the voting is like this is what an executive comes into place. Executive voting is where only the leaders basically get to vote on an issue, and that's where I would say the Death Watch is, because obviously as a leader, you know your guys best. You know who should be in the Death Watch, and
that's why I say it should be.
I think like how it would work. The war basically announcement would come from one of us, more or less putting hi all at everyone. The mouth breeders have declared war on the COT. Full mobilization. We've put the proposition in the executive channel. Should we form a Death Watch? Can all clan leaders please say yes or no by the end of like the week? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
the best way I would be able to say it is we should be able to put up our Death Watch, and then since we'll have a war leader at the time, which we've all discussed, that is Lion, he should be able to decide on what he chooses.
I will say, because it's something I wanted to add before.
You all agreed that is our High Lord in that time of that?
No, okay.
Well,
so
technically, all 3 of their powers come into effect, but whoever wants to be war leader can.
The way I think the Death Watch should only be mobilized is 1, state of emergency, or 2, an event which requires us to say get back up to standards if need be. Other than that, that's it.
to include also, like, again, the Raven Guard has had a huge issue of this with the greater community, is like motherfuckers being like, oh yeah, we're bringing a D6 lineup. Hey, by the way, we're gonna throw in some 17,
Yeah, stacking lineups is fucking retarded,
good luck,
and it annoys the
shitbirds.
fuck out of me.
Yeah, so having that availability to go, hey, COT, can I get like a couple 18 and 1600s to come swap out some of my golds or plats or whatever to fucking crush these souls? Because like that would honestly help put our name, not our name, the Raven Guard, but like our name as in the COT, back on the table of like, hey, 40k community's got some fucking shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh, most definitely.
Like a documenting standpoint where effectively, you could go and have a fucking spreadsheet of like, these are all confirmed Deathwatch members, these are all confirmed Deathwatch officers, and these are people who have applied to be in Deathwatch and we still need to vet them or something. Like, we could have a full roster in a fucking spreadsheet, so like a spreadsheet that is readily available so people can be like, okay.
Like a Google Drive one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I want this particular officer, or I want these particular people, or I have someone who wants to try out for Deathwatch, who can then be vetted by other members of the Deathwatch and or a Deathwatch officer, because there could definitely be people who are an officer in, let's say, Thousand Suns or some shit that like they are able to make it into Deathwatch, but they might not want to be an officer for the Deathwatch because they're sort of used to, other raids, or they don't like leading sort of higher tier shit, So I think it should definitely have its own
complete transparency.
People choose the rules they apply for, basically.
Yeah. Speaking of, this is a bit of a pie in the sky idea, just on a whim of, especially for like the Deathwatch, which is like cream of the crop, best of the best, actually having codified roles, like finding the difference between having like line, destroyers, assault. So you'd have the most aggressive players we have, they'd pick like the assault, like the actual assault marines. They're the ones who are just going in out of the blood, caution to the wind, just bodies, KD. Having battle line as literally your key players who can hold objectives, give orders, listen to orders. And the destroyers, they gotta do what they gotta do. Big boom, cover, time.
Could we have rules then more or less saying I feel like that's a cool idea, but it could get quite Could we narrow it down even to like if the actual Death Watch rules, the officer, soldier, whatever, they have these names. So you're applying for Death Watch Assault, Death Watch Destroyer, Death Watch Officer, and once you've applied them embedded, like the Death Watch basically appears as a side rule. It doesn't appear in the checklist. It's not something you can sort of call on when it's not wartime. But it might say, for instance, fucking, Jim Pickens, Blood Angels, Clan Official, and Death Watch Certified, or Death Watch Assault, that kind of thing. So it's on record, but it's like High Lords. It doesn't take effect till certain circumstances are met. But we know at all times who they actually are, like Joe was saying with the spreadsheet, but also in the rule list. So we can just can all Death Watch, at Death Watch Assault, at Death Watch Destroyers, be aware that we are now at war with the coalition of fucking idiots,
Is this agreeable to people?
Yeah. How do we feel about completely spreadsheeting out the Death Watch so at all times everybody knows who is there?
I'm for that.
I mean, I think we might be overcomplicating this. I don't think we need a spreadsheet. Probably a tab that the clan leaders can see, and they can, again, like, obviously we all know our members best, and we can vet it, and we can go, hey, this is a guy I have within the Raven Guard. I'll take one of my guys, Kigley, he's an 1800. I'll take him for example. But like, hey, this guy is Shadow Warden. He is, this is his rank, this is tier. He's vetted for this, right? And then there's another tab that has been made by the Blood Angels. Hey, I've got Untamed is fucking, this, that, of the third, and he's gone. So I think we're overcomplicating a little bit. We can obviously make a secondary role, so like Raven Guard, and then secondary role Death Watch. Right?
Yeah.
So that way, in the instance somebody's stacked on, somebody goes to war, and the Council of Terror wants to unite against this front, then everybody go, alright, Death Watch, you're in the shoot, let's fucking go. And having somebody as a dedicated watch commander, whether that's a Primarch, clan official, a higher officer in an organization, that'll just have to be a discussion between the clan that's going to war, or I guess, well, at that point it's the Council. It'll just have to be a decision between all leaders of like, hey, you're the watchman, you're in charge of this. And then provide assistance from wherever. You know what I mean? So I think we're overcomplicating this a little too much.
I was going to say, sorry. Could we agree then that just to simplify things, then could we have it where if someone applies for or volunteers for the Death Watch, they're then vetted by their clan leader and whoever else, and they'd be given a rule. I'd make a rule then saying like maybe Death Watch certified, Death Watch vetted, that kind of thing. A secondary one, as you say. Whenever the Death Watch is activated during, say, like a certain event or a state of emergency, that kind of thing, they of course report to the actual war leader, who's probably a High Lord, one or three of them. And then I would honestly kind of prefer the whole Assault Destroyer thing, the ranks be kept informal, like that's between the war leader and the assets they have available to them.
I think
I don't think it should be that complicated. I think it should be like literally just Death Watch is just a fancy word for the people we'd send
war lineup
as a
well, that's what I mean.
Together.
It's just a secondary role, and then after they get it, it's if the condition is declared where the Death Watch is mobilized, it's up to them and the actual commander what's done with them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the secondary to that as well is fuck. I lost my train of thought. Oops.
You just completely went silent. I thought you died.
No, lost my train of thought. It's gone.
So basically,
the goes crazy.
Just ratifies down to like certified watch members, and then when a time of war comes, you have the High Lords. Somebody is like, if the High Lords aren't directly involved in the fighting, they would delegate a watch commander to oversee the actual raids, 4v4s, whatever.
I think it just boils down to, hey, your friends have joined the lobby to help out.
Yeah.
It's just more of a fancy way of doing it. I think there should be like a codified difference.
Yeah.
We're just stacking it. Like friends playing the friends, joints, whatever, and this is a Death Watch event. Because it has to be completely like, so there's no confusion between us and other clans. That, this is an agreed upon lineup. These aren't just random people we've pulled. This is agreed upon in our community. This is a legitimate.
If you declare war on our sort of alliance, if you want to call it that, I don't want to call it a union, but you know what I mean if I do. So if you declare war on our union, you fight our Death Watch. That's unless, like I say, member clan chooses to fight you individually. That's up to them, obviously. But as far as we're concerned, if you declare war on all of us, it's not really our problem, apart from our Death Watch. You know, like we carry on like business as usual.
Like obviously, I'm speaking from I guess experience being in and around the community is like most wars are high tier level, but they still have their low and mid engagement. So like sending golds, plats, silvers, diamonds, stuff like that, where it's not just only. So I don't know if we want to make Deathwatch open to everybody. It's just depending on your specific tiers where you'll fight.
No, like Deathwatch is purely like if someone attacks the COT as a collective or multiple COT clans,
we absolutely have to win. It's the best of the best.
For example, TGR did it once on the 40k community, and literally half the community didn't even know about it.
If it doesn't,
I have one guy that I'll throw in there, and his name's O'Shadow, and he's 1900 Onyx, and I will say, have fun. He's pro.
like if it's more like casual stuff, and obviously the Raven Guard can go to war, or okay, we have 1,000 Suns line up. But if it's like, there was a lot with like, really dramatic stuff back in like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Then that's where this is a needs must. It's like DEFCON 1, Deathwatch going. That's something we all agree upon. Like we all have to shake hands and say, the Deathwatch, like Concordat, has to be pulled in. Have to win this race, to win this war.
Clan leaders will be notified that like a war has been declared. Like we can make the threshold. Can we agree the threshold is if war is declared on 3 or more COT clans, that Deathwatch conditions are met. But anytime the conditions are met, it gets put in the announcement of war has been declared on X, Y, and Z. Clan leaders, please consult the voting tab and decide if we mobilize the Deathwatch or not. So it's up to the leaders. If the COT itself is attacked as a collective, then it's mobilized automatically. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yeah.
Crickets.
And so I would like a slightly more enthusiastic yes from most people.
Yes! Oh my God! Please, baby!
That's
like to hear.
Is that better?
Much better.
In support of whatever is happening here. Hello.
Fry, are you coming back?
I see the Blood Raven's back, man.
He's coming back, aren't you, Fry? Come on.
Fry, are you coming back?
Oh, I'm interested in making 4 like raid maps that everyone can use, as long as they get used.
Well,
Arch, make us cry.
I'll give you my 2 forgers, and you guys can all work together on something if you would like.
Possibly, I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit to Infinite because I've already committed too much, and it's hard to play the game.
You have seen what has happened here. Would you, just off of what has been?
I've seen what's happened, but I'm going to. I'm still gonna lurk and see if it continues or not.
All I'm saying is that
I will donate 2 forgers to a cause to make the community better.
The holy trinity of Bristolians can exist together for the first time. I've managed to collect 2 of them like Dragon Balls. I can have a third. We can all meet up at it or something.
Yeah, I'll be fucking down, bro.
Alright. The Halo Forger meet up.
We'll make a very important Thousand Suns meeting at the fucking pub. We get shit faced.
Can I be there, like, on, like, voice call or, like, video call, and I'll get drunk while you guys are, like, FaceTiming me, like, yeah!
This is where I pay, like, £300 to fly over to Bristol again, and we get shit-faced, discuss nothing, and get
I'm about to fucking grab a flight to Ireland and just say, fuck you guys, you're gonna see how the Americans drink.
My plan is this time. The last time, so Strife, we met up, like, 2 months ago, and I accidentally invoked Wrath of an Egyptian. Bloody. So, right. Important lesson for you boys. Do not use ancient Egyptian curses. Just don't do that.
I wasn't planning on it, but now I want to. Museum. That was the worst part. We went to the museum, to the Egyptian section, and Jacob was like, "Oh, do you want to hear the Curse of Amun?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck, go for it." And then he cast the Curse of Amun, and then we both took violently ill the same day. That is not a joke.
Good thing I don't know anything about Egyptian stuff.
Good, keep it that way.
Good, keep it that way.
Just know that mummies exist and they go raw, and that's it.
Didn't you see the fucking Hat Man the entire night as well? You're like going to
I just want to make this clear. You have not been in this game. I don't know what you've been doing, but you have not been here the whole time. I've beat the fuck out of you so many times.
I've just been watching
me personally, I wouldn't take that.
So we can all agree Deathwatch Good.
Good.
Deathwatch good. Deathwatch is war.
I think we will ratify that then. That's actually, I'm honestly shook how smooth this has gone tonight. But just like,
no one's arguing. We're all like, yeah, no, this all makes sense.
I was expecting,
Guys, have we grown up and
IOM,
actually understood? Like, we all have like the same.
No.
No way, pleb, war 'em. Actually, White Scars, war COT.
I was expecting after IOM and like the last COT with Ross that people would just sit here and ask me stupid questions and dumb feedback. I'd just be trapped here, and it's all been good feedback.
I want to make it clear the last IOM failed because of Khan, and I've told them this since day one.
Yeah,
it should have just been a smooth transition of power.
It would have been really that easy, but that motherfucker gets power hungry, so that was a clear fail.
That clan would have survived if I would have gotten Emperor. I could have made sure that we didn't fucking spontaneously combust.
Like that was probably one of like the best infinite 40k situations, and that got thrown out the window because of Khan's bullshit.
I do have to apologise. Some of the responsibility does land on me.
No, Papa, you were funny.
Exactly.
That was funny. Heresy going.
Without actually despairing out of their hands, like COT, and.
Like, I have no problem with anyone.
I
do know that Khan.
We're all like in cooperation. The funny thing is, though, whenever we got exposed for our conspiracy, and doing so exposed that almost everyone else in the clan was also conspiring against Khan.
Dude, the best part about that was I was nowhere in the vicinity of my state. I live in Illinois, and I was in Colorado working, and I didn't have fucking signal for like days on end, and I just looked at everything, and it just fell apart. I was like,
Nah, bro, don't say everybody was conspiring against Khan. I wasn't conspiring. I was trying to make sure we were winning events and not fucking drowning.
Yeah, clearly you were conspiring.
Conspiracy only started after I was voted to inherit the emperorship, and then Khan's like, "Oh, well, no, actually."
All right,
and then it all went down to shit.
Yeah.
Happened, and then he just didn't let anybody create anything. And I was like, "Hey, we should let that happen." Then I left, and then the moment I left, the whole thing fell apart.
I took my Dark Angels, and I was like, "Nah, bro."
The moment you took DA, I was like, "All right, I'm taking the rest of White Scars." There was nothing left, and it was just Thousand Suns was the first to go. Then DA left, and then White Scar restarted on their own thing, and then the IOM just fell apart. It was great.
No, because the entire like fucking conspiracy that we supposedly had was spearheaded by fucking Papa and Strife.
But it was
and I got the
reasonable
blame for it.
But it was reasonable, and he couldn't understand that.
It's funny.
What do you mean? I got told, "Hey, come join this server. You could be my Araman. Come and join the server," and I get fucking shat on.
Alright, folks. Corrections out. It was funny. Those were funny fucking days. That was like a year ago, and it was hilarious. We probably had the best IOM to run, and then Khan would just not back down, and that's what threw it down.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like
much
everyone
effort for
can take a full agree on that Khan wouldn't back down, and that's why that failed.
I tried so hard, bro. I really did.
He couldn't. He wouldn't. I was yelling in his fucking ear, going, "Dude, stop, and nothing would come from him, and it just failed because I left, Safoa left, and Papa left, and it was just fucking ridiculous.
I do have to.
I think that's everything.
I'm just going to summarize here. So what we've agreed today is that the section on collectives and Imperiums, we're going to revisit that in a month or two when we're more established, and we'll get a definitive answer for Draconic and Dracaris, just so they're not in the dark. The community content pact is...
Sorry, I think the next question is, before anything else, is who's actually down for it?
Well, I'm assuming nobody here has disagreed with anything.
No one's objected. I was like, genuinely, I think we're all in agreement. I was like, you have BA that's on board with it. You have fucking White Stars. You have... Actually, I haven't heard anything from Goalyman. That's the only one that I am... I know he doesn't speak at all, but I would like his input.
He's not going to disagree, are you, Gilliman?
That sounds like a
you. Remember what we paid you.
I'm not.
Yes.
Just nod your head. Nod your head.
I have one big question.
Go for it.
Is there any like
good boy, good boy?
Are there any good raid maps? He says.
No, sorry. No, I mean, is there like any guidelines for raid maps, or are they just like?
If it's within the COT, I feel like we should permit whatever, and we don't actually put this to like a win-loss. Like we don't hold aggression towards one another. Even if we put a war map against somebody, like if you guys put a war map against fucking White Scars, I am not looking to get Onyx lineups for White Scars. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the lower half of the community into the 40k and enjoy what we have. That is my whole idea, because we don't have that a lot. We're going to have a terrible time, but fuck, it'll be funny.
So I'd like to say, if you take
genuinely,
a map,
I'm going to say this, we don't have a lower tier in any, like, we don't have a lower tier lineups in clans anymore. Like, we really don't. Like, everyone stacks lineups, and I want to beat that. I want to be able to have fun. Like, I'm top maybe Diamond 3. That is the best I have on my personal self. I want to be able to have fun raid lineups where it's just we revamp the lower spectrum of things. That's what my main goal is, because we don't have that anymore. It's all fucking, we're going to stack lineups, make it cool, and we're fucking Onyx and Diamond and lineups. Go fuck yourself. No, I want to have fun.
Isn't the current state of the community like just the same, like 50 comp kids?
It's
just
ego,
like circling throughout the 100+ clans.
And I want to beat that stigmatism. I want to beat that stigmatism. I'm going to simply recruit. I have a few friends that are Onyx. Like I have a chapter champion with no problem. He's 1900 Onyx, and he just literally will play just for shits and giggles. He likes to play the game, and great guy. I have no problem with him, but like I want to revamp that until we have something that can be actually classified as lower tier and not ego.
Well, you have to think about it this way: is that basically everybody here. I'm going to say we're basically all friends. There's no reason to ego with each other.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a chapter of lower tiers so everyone can have a genuine lower tier. I'm not gonna stack lineups. I will be flat out honest.
Yeah. I'm
not gonna be like, I want to fucking win. I'm power hungry. I have an ego. I don't have an ego. I've never had an ego.
No, we're gonna stack our lineups with the best gold we have.
Exactly, motherfucker. You're gonna get curb stomped by gold. Fuck you.
Everyone is entitled to have stacked lineups, but like we don't have to. You're a clan.
That's been a huge downfall of the communities of every Halo clan known to man. It's been stacking lineups and just making yourself feel better. I don't want to do that. I want to revamp that whole system and just show that people, even at lower ranks, can beat better ranks.
I just want a community that
competitive stuff
the
just
hobby.
shouldn't be in the community as heavy as it is. Like the clan community used to just be you show up, you get in a rank, you play with people. That's the whole point. You build a group. You don't focus on the one.
That's what I'm going for. Like I'm going to have shitters in a lineup.
I feel like
that's the thing is like,
and nobody has wanted to do that because they're like, I just want to be the best there is. I'm not one to be the best there is. Honestly, I never have been.
When it comes to that too, like when you are in that lower tier position and like you just smacked with a line of fucking Onyxes,
it just makes you feel bad.
Encouraged. Yeah, it makes you feel bad. And you don't
I was doing that for fucking ages in DA. We were shit.
Lord knows my fucking ultra range being thrown against fucking White Scars. Oh god.
You see, this is the issue that a lot of people have forgotten, is that this is a hobby clan.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And I'd like to promote the lower ranks, because a lot of times that I've seen, even in Corex, I don't mean to call you out, but in your lineups,
he's not here.
I've seen that they will stack, and it's like, D3 lineup, and then you got Dirt, you got K, you got fucking Nugget, you got Falcon, you got all these people that are D6 plus, and they're like, well, I know they're going to stack against us. I want to get away from that. I want to be able to say, hey, I literally have a low tier lineup, fight me on it.
Okay, I just want to quickly go back to what I was going to ask. Is that so if I made a fucking unique map with some weird gimmick to it, no one will be angry. Okay?
No, I don't see an issue with
it's
that.
I get like potatoes on it or something.
As long as it's fun to play.
I'm down for that.
If they start stacking, Fry, can you throw like an overshield that lasts forever?
Right, okay, so,
we just grab that.
So if I do attempt,
Forgers always have protection here. Like that's the big thing.
If people lose a raid on a map that they've taken, that's on them for not learning how to use the map that they've taken. That's not on you for
I'm
making
well
the
aware
map.
of that, but I just don't want another Siege on Akron situation where I'm like, alright, here's a bolter, and everyone just fucking shits on me for it, even though I get mixed.
If it's used internally, it's up to us what maps we use, what maps we make. If it's used externally, okay, maybe there have to be a couple more like regs or whatever, because like the UNSC kids get their knickers into it. But like obviously within stuff, you simply just say, okay, this is a map that does this XY thing. We play it, we enjoy it, or we play it and we think, okay, maybe that doesn't. We're forgers. We build what we want to do. If people give us ideas, we listen to them. All is in our part. Not like we do what we want. We don't have anybody telling us what.
Is there a channel? I think it'd be good to make a channel where it's like a map wish list. Like people could just list off their ideas or like wishes they want on raid maps.
Oh, it's just white scars, white scars, white scars, white scars.
Damn right, Papa. You know the motto already. I love it. That is our motto, and you know that from IOM because white scar, white scar, white scar, white scar, white scar.
I think we genuinely need to make a fort unobtainable for the white scars again. So we can have fort unobtainable back.
Ayla's making it for the white scars. Just
Oh my
FYI.
fucking god!
No way.
Because I'll be honest, I haven't made a Halo Infinite raid map at all, nor do I know what the requirements need to be met, really, because it's a whole different game, so...
The thing is, if we just make maps, and then tell everyone to get stuff and use them, they can't do anything because no one else can make maps.
I will say the Thousand Suns has forged superiority on everyone in this fucking lobby, so
not me.
They have the complete control.
Before Firefight came out?
I made Chongqing as the skyline on your firefight map.
That is true. You did work on the skybots, Papa. I'm very proud of you, even though you didn't finish
Papa
it.
makes some of the best inspired 40k maps that have ever been made. The prefabs are fucking beautiful. Like, I didn't know that somebody could make that good of things in a game that has nothing to do with 40k, but all of a sudden, it's crazy. You guys just killed each other with a fucking wave and a frag grenade. That's impressive.
Don't be gay.
This is like
You're gay.
arguably the worst map that we have right now.
Remember when we raided on this map and it was fucking terrible? In IOM, and this was the worst fucking map. But again, this is a beautiful map. You genuinely make some of the best maps I think I have seen for the 40k community.
And you have to think this was meant to look like.
If no one has said it, I appreciate what you do. Just like not even making it a map for just yourselves. I think this is fucking amazing. You don't have this.
You tried that.
You don't have that good of maps. Like no one has that good of maps compared to what you put out. Like there's that much definition in what you do.
Well, like ideally, like our plan with
hybrid
us and the other forges is that we just want to raise the floor. Like I'm fully aware that like us and a lot of the other forges.
I'm looking at hieroglyphics on the wall. Who the fuck does that? Like
it just gets worse from here. But like obviously we can't give people like our 15, 16 plus
Don't
years.
say it like that. Don't say it like that, man. That's
yeah, I'm trying my hardest to pretend I've not been forging since Halo 3.
You guys fail without fucking.
Like
honestly, I'd motivate to forge if there's a purpose to forge again. That's the only reason I haven't done any clan forge stuff.
Fry, I will say you have some of the best forgers currently in this call.
I have to say,
what a wire.
You got also in Raven Guard. If you pull them out of there, and you have some of the best forgers that I have seen. That I've like the definition in the maps they make is just. It's incredible.
Syncle's insane.
Fry, why don't you download Infinite right now and just come look at this map? Your mouth will fucking drop, and you'll be like, "Holy shit!"
It's like Syncor and Typhon are witch doctors with Forge. I don't know what they do.
It's genuinely. I remember in Halo 5.
I'm going to go and do something else.
What you're going to do, Jack Tindley, is we're going to wrap this meeting up. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a
I
little.
just want to wrap this up with like just going over like a summary at the end, just so we're all in agreement before I write the minutes up.
But before
we haven't had any disagreements, which is actually incredible.
We're going to go group up and take a group photo so we can remember this wonderful meeting together.
Wait, actually, I'm down.
We're doing a Papa Day as well. That's a new decoration. That's going to be a yearly holiday.
Let's go. Well, there's a nice spot to take a picture.
You know what, Papa? It's your map. You tell us where.
Let's go.
Actually, just really quick here, just so we can get this done. Like,
fucking get on the controller.
We've ratified the agreement. We've ratified the quotas. We've agreed the collective point is going to be revisited in 1 or 2 months. We've agreed the community content pact is ratified on a purely voluntary but highly encouraged basis.
On the Death Watch as well.
Right now we're in baby state.
What? Sorry.
Right now we're in baby state. It's a matter of us building up, and then we can incorporate the Imperiums, and we can see what's happening. It was
exactly
a month or two.
A month or two and see what happens.
Let everyone build their assets up, and we'll see what we have.
Yeah, so that's our conclusion then.
Yeah.
We've agreed the High Lords unanimously and enthusiastically, I have to say.
Honestly, that was no one objected. They were like, "Yeah, okay." I thought we were gonna have an argument on that. In all honesty, I thought someone was gonna.
As you were saying, I was like, "Oh god, this is where it falls apart."
And then everyone was like, "Yeah."
I'm surprised it went so smoothly, but I mean, no surprise to the personnel. Like,
we have the man that hasn't played Infinite. And Lion, when was the last time you played Infinite?
3 years ago.
Okay, so we agreed with the man that hasn't played in 3 years just because we know he knows how war works and can do it.
The last point is, for
justifiably.
Fry's sake, we're making a map wishlist channel as well.
Thank you.
And that's pretty much it. That's the meeting wrapped. That's
Everyone, get over here. Zafoa, get on your fucking.
I'll come over now. So just
not on the game anymore, bro.
Get over here.
Maybe take a selfie.
No, I'm not getting back on the game.
I'm still wrecking the old TGI.
Grapple so I can go into free cam. Rather.
Which side are we going? Are we just going
Any
around the
side.
table? Cool.
Right, you're all welcome because I'm not a photographist, so you're all welcome to make it look.
I've got the free cam. Everyone stand on the side that Papa's on.
Everyone put your weapons down. Everyone hold down on the D-pad and hold X.
Just stand in or around Papa, and then we'll take photos there.
How do you lower weapons?
X and L on the controller.
PC.
Are we all here? No, there's a gold fella needs to come over here right now.
Hey, Club, go on the other side.
Is that
what fucking other side?
I'm going there.
Come on, Julian.
Yeah, jump.
There he is.
You're welcome.
Are we all there? All in shot?
Hope so.
This is a punishment for Korax leaving early. Doesn't get to come into photo time. But I'm pretty sure someone will just Photoshop into one of the shadows.
Yeah, what do you mean? He's just going to be standing in the corner in the dark.
All right, everybody.
Come on, Dylan, in the photo.
It's pretty dark because this map's pretty fucking dark, but it's in the barracks. So.
What the fuck? We have done our due diligence.
I thought we haven't yet. We've only just managed to coerce Dylan here.
Yeah,
I just hope we can converse Dylan into.
I don't know how to lower my
figuring
weapon.
something. I hold down on the D-pad and then press or hold X.
He's on PC.
I don't know what the fuck to do with you. How are you this bad at the game and you're on PC? That's my bigger question.
For the default controls, it's the scan.
Gotcha. I got it.
Are we taking a second one then with more of a...
Yes. Now that everybody's here.
Statue, please come over to us once it's Ferdinand. Please join us when our
Standing here in the background.
You know the subject. Come on, feel the love.
Yeah, I can't fucking do it.
Apparently it's hold, but
I've got a better view of us around the statue now,
plugged in.
so everyone just getting the line.
Plug your controller and makes it easy.
It was actually just looming over my head.
Well, actually, it's not letting me do it right now.
I'm just behind you on the chair.
Can you guys all face the library, by the way? That's what the camera is right now.
Where's the library?
I
I see.
think it's a capture. Oh wait, it's over there.
Yeah, basically same with capture.
This is our standpoint.
Everybody smile.
Listen, I can
Red
literally
lighter
pick this
EOD guy,
up.
can you stand in behind the yellow and the red guy, please? Like in the mid? Because you're totally dark over there, I can't even see you.
Man, where's my fucking Timmy helmet when I need it?
Hey,
I'd love it.
don't be Dumpy, get over here in the middle.
Fuck you.
Red
Dumpy,
guy,
come here.
squeeze in there. Yeah, scooch in there, and that should be it. Right, we're taking it. Stare at the guy.
Keep staring, boys. This is...
That's a fucking
Happy Hanukkah.
No, it's a reminder that, you know.
Yeah, I'll put out on stream at Fun just on Snapchat.
I was just expecting.
Here we go. The final picture's been took.
Right, so basically, this is the first in a series of our cringe compilation. So this will be posted if you don't agree to things. But you're cringe enough to take a picture of the group. Oh dear lord.
That's my leader. I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
We had our pictures.
So
You're a good man, Gulliman.
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear now, but
The job's got to be done. God damn it, I'll do it.
In case I don't see you guys before Christmas or anything, just keep warm, keep safe, and have a good one.
You have a good one.
If you're a war master, you better be here. What the fuck?
I will also be taking my leave.
But yeah, Jacob and all that.
Correct.
Peace out, boys. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, can you please send me the.
Yeah, man. Enjoy.
Hit this Tim, by the way. I assume you're the one like the representative for Dracarys. We're gonna post
God
the
damn
minutes for this, and I'll at you when it's available.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
There's not a problem.
No worries.
I mean, we also have another person join too, possibly. I don't know when he's hopping, but he'll be on soon. But I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, well, we'll have one of you. We'll either you or Dracarys. But we have. We're hoping good things come of this.
Okay, sounds great.
Oh,
I'm very excited for what's going on here.
You had your own fucking turn against you. That's crazy.
Just like everybody here, we wish each other the best. Well,
all right, see ya.
So have a good one, all of you.
Thank you.
Glad everything went as well as it did.
Honestly, I'm impressed with all of us.
Yeah, I've literally not since sort of the early 5 COT we've actually had something go this well.
No, we've all been old men now, and it's like.
Do you know how gratifying it is to make a point and people just say, "Yes, Corey, that sounds good," or ask a normal question, and they're like, "Thank you, Corey, I understand now. I've been waiting for this day for years."
I'm actually very proud of where this has come to. Like, we actually have I feel like it's going to be a very healthy, ongoing thing.
Can I ask a question?
Of course,
piss me off.
What did you? Oh, hey, Drac. The Drac or no? Hello, Dracarys.
Yes.
Can I talk to you in private? Because I have someone to talk to you about Drac, if that's okay with you, real quick.
Yeah, we can go to the Grimdark server after this.
All right, it's just very depressing for me, and I want you to. Okay.
You had a question?
Wait, did I have a question? Well, the question is, what did we talk about here today? Because I'm kind of just not hooked on.
The Foreign Affairs team has the notes already. They'll just.
Dracarys, I said to Tim there now. We're going to be posting the minutes of this in a channel soon, adding everyone, so it'll be public. So you'll know.
So this will be public.
Yeah, we make it public.
The minutes will be posted from this meeting, like what's been discussed, what's been agreed, and all that. So that this will all be publicly available. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
I said we're going to have goal from day one is complete 100% transparency with everybody.
Of course, important.
There is nothing better than just no secrets.
I know that Hythus has an unfortunate reputation in the community because of our old, very imperialistic ways, but I assure you, Hythus' only goal is to see the 40k community grow. We're going to kill the UNSC, but 40k we want to see it grow.
My stance, which I'm trying to help everybody see the same as, is that everybody that comes into this server has a clean slate. All of us have done things in the past. All of us have made mistakes. Some people have done things that can't be forgiven. But at a push, we're trying to at least get people that, if people have wronged you, if you can't forgive them, just give each other a wide berth.
Will you guys forgive me?
I forgive them. Grudges are for the weak. Grudges are for the weak.
But
I don't even know any of you, Fox.
I'm probably Halo Infinite in 3 years either. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
The only person I recognize in the server is Korax.
Well, hopefully, that'll change. So we've spoken to Anchor Junker before. We were supposed to do a big Forge meetup, which sort of just never came to fruition. And I suppose now is, there's never been time.
I can make that change. Anger, yeah, he's my Lord of the Forge, basically my Archmagos. We have right now, I think we're sitting at 46 forgers. So like anything you guys need assistance with, if you want like a fucking grand hall for this coalition, like we'll build it for you.
Have you guys seen a hide this map yet? Because I have one when I personally.
We've seen many hide this maps.
Oh, we have. Oh, okay, got it. My bad.
Yeah. I've never been on them, but it's
not a lot of people have. We're very picky with who we allow on our maps.
It's literally every time I look in the Citadel, I sort of just look in the. I get a little bit sad because
very efficient.
We need more of that. It's like my main, like as I thought. It's just I want to see all the other legions and chapters flourish.
Of course,
they deserve. Like my big thing is like I want everybody to have their identity.
So here's how Hythus trade agreements work, right? And this is what I was trying to mention earlier. But trade agreements with Hythus, say you have a fucking prefab that we want, a very specific one, like a tower, right? We want this tower. Then let's say you guys need a training map. We'll build you a whole training map for that tower. Like that's what Hythus does. Or if we need intelligence, like we build you a map, or we give you scripting, and you give us the intel. Hythus, like infrastructure, I'm not even like trying to fucking blow my own horn, is ridiculous. But like, yeah, we still have things that we want, and either we don't have the time or the aesthetic capability of building, like some of RG's stuff. And yeah, we want to incorporate certain things from other cultures into ours. So that's what trade agreements are for. And trade agreements can go from military support to forge to media, like anything. It can be a trade agreement. So
like obviously as it stands, we need to completely ratify like everything and how everybody fits into this. But obviously, like everybody here isn't completely entitled. Like, obviously, as it stands, anybody here, if they want to, more than happy to just interact with us how they want to. But as the COT develops, because it obviously literally, as it is now, a week old, we'll figure out exactly how large a group